Om Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kamsachanuramardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadguru. Among the scriptures of the world's different religions, the subject matter of the scriptures is, some part is like historical part, what our scripture, Puranas, etc., about God and about the path to practice that spiritual life, and then some do's and don'ts and what are good practices, and all this is a mixture of scriptures. But in Hinduism, the scriptures which are like Bhagavad Gita and many other scriptures, which are original scriptures, I am not telling scriptures which are written by the later saints like Shankaracharya and others, but the basic scriptures of Hinduism, the Upanishad, the Brahma Sutras, the Bhagavad Gita, Ramayana, Mahabharata, Puranas. These are all 3,000, 4,000 year old scriptures. Based on that, either commentaries are written or the books are written by many saints or scholars of different times. In modern times also people are writing according to, as I told, according to their understanding of the scriptures. But in Hindu scriptures, it is taken as a subject matter and dealt so much in details that people of different other religions also have wondered, and especially Bhagavad Gita, many Western scholars, religious scholars, even scientists, they have appreciated that this Bhagavad Gita is so much in details. Even the psychology point of view, that what next few slokas are practically the psychology. If you know what is psychology, generally we all say about how the mind works, it's called psychology. The definition of psychology is the study of mind and behavior of man and animal, is the definition of psychology. Not only our mind, but because of our mind, how we behave. People's behavior, if it is not logical, it is not coherent, it is not logical, then we say there is some problem, because it doesn't match with the rest of the people. So you go and see the counselor, or you go and see the psychologist, or you go and see the psychiatrist. There are many. But they have studied that. They have studied that. Of course, we expect that because they have studied, they have understood it, hopefully. That's why when you go to counselors and psychologists and psychiatrists, they very technically, they take you as a case. And they have a vocabulary which they have studied, that take they will put on you. You are depressed or what is it? There are so many things. Compulsive disorder. All these are list of symptoms and list of abnormalities or difficulties, they say. I don't know whether I shared it or not. Long before, it must be in 2000, 2003, 4, 5, like that. One couple came to our counseling center. Couple with a child who is around 12 years old. One son. You can imagine the age, etc. Local gentleman works in police. So he behaves at home also like police. Wife is a housewife. Generally married from India, so she is from India, so she is more docile and she doesn't become so, socially active and all that anyway. So some problem. So they came to our counseling center. So as soon as they came, we had only one man counselor, remaining all the ladies. So this police, he is not a psychopath, he is a common man. So he felt that ladies will take ladies' side. So we should see a male counselor. Because ladies will say, no, your wife is correct. Actually, it doesn't happen. It has nothing to do with that. So when he found, so he told and said, do you have any male counselor? So we don't have. So the director told that we don't have a male counselor, but if you are interested in a male, we have a monk, we have a Swami, he is not a counselor, but you can talk to him if you want. Why she told, I have no idea. But anyway, I was looking after counseling center anyway. And spending few years sitting with them, case conference and understanding and all that, some idea. But I am not a technical counselor. But if you read Bhagavad Gita properly, you can very well act as some guidance, as a guide to yourself and up to certain extent to others. If you understand Bhagavad Gita and you understand that case, then you can match. You see, Krishna says Bhagavad Gita like this, so these are all truth. So take some hints from this and behave. But we cannot professionally do counseling because we are not certified counselors. So the husband, wife and the child walked up and came to my office. So I told, by the time director telephoned me that one couple comes, some issues are there. I said, okay. So I was ready to receive them. As soon as they came, at that time in boys' room we had a small aquarium with some goldfish and all that. So I told the boy, you can go and see the fish, etc. and you talk to your parents. So if you have come to my office, I had a sofa in front of me like this and then one sofa like this, as it is now. So the wife said, on this horizontal sofa, this corner, husband sat on vertical sofa in this corner. You don't need to talk anything, but as soon as they took seat, you understand that there is some difference. They don't sit even side by side when you come to mission. So I have to talk like this, because one is sitting here, one is sitting here. But I told you have come to me, I am not a counselor, but if you tell me your problem, some solution as I understand, I will tell you something. It's up to you to accept it or not accept it. So husband started. Enough is enough, we cannot stay together, this and that. So I asked wife if she has to say anything. She is just crying, she can't say anything. So to make the things lighter, I told, in this case, you came to a wrong person. Because I do not know how this mechanism works between husband and wife, because I don't have that experience. So both of them smiled little, because I put it this way. That as I understand the scriptures, I told them, what's your problem? I do not know, and I don't want to know. But if you have such problem that you cannot stay anymore together, what will happen? Either you go to the counselor, or if it is yet serious, you go to court, or if it is serious or something, physical violence or something, you go to police. But you have come to a monk who is neither a counselor, nor a police officer, nor a magistrate. So my solution will be little different. By that time they say, no, you say whatever, we see up. We say, put aside your problem. Let me translate your problem as an example. There is one loaf of bread, a round loaf of bread. This is your life. You also want 2/3, your wife also wants 2/3. That's the problem. That's not possible. If husband takes 2/3, wife will take 1/3. If wife takes 2/3, husband has to take 1/3. But if you go to these three, the counselor, magistrate and the police, they will give the same solution. No 2/3 and 1/3, 50-50, no quarrel. Whichever way. Whether it is, whichever way solution they want to give. But I said that you came to monk, so my solution will be a little different. So I told, do you quarrel? Sometimes. Is the quarrel physical, violence? No. It's only verbal. It's the same. I said the solution from my side is that you are not quarreling enough. You should quarrel a little more. That's what I wanted from them, to laugh. So I said you quarrel more and more, but with a twist. What is the twist? Wife will say, actually you deserve 2/3. She says to the husband, you deserve 2/3. Because rain or shine, it is you who go out, earn money and bring. I am a housewife, I sit at home. And husband will say, what do? I just earn money. To make the house into a home, look after the children, look after the in-laws, look after me, look after society, marketing, training, maid, everything you. So you deserve 2/3. Before that I told, how long you are married? 13 years. Do you remember the first year? Yeah. Do you remember the first month? Yeah. Do you remember the first day? Yeah. What has changed? There was a time when you were waiting. Oh, till he comes, I cannot eat. He comes, we eat together. You will be waiting for 2 hours, 3 hours for her to be free. All these things, it's a good thing because that is what expression of love is all about. It doesn't matter. Love has nothing, no other connotation. Mother loves the child, does the same. Husband loves wife, does the same. We love the devotees, do the same. Other day somebody was asking, prasad distribution, you will not go to take food? I said, no, let all of you take first. When you leave, then I go. Expression is the same, maybe little here and there. So I told what has changed. That time when you were ready to sacrifice all to the other person, your time, your attention, you want, oh, he likes this so you cook that, or oh, she likes this so you bring that. All these things happen because there is a sweetness in relation. What has gone wrong? Then after 13 years, you say, you cannot say in front of me, I told you are sitting in such a way as if both are strangers. I said, no, you have to answer. I cannot answer. And both are quiet. I said, I understand this, that you do not have vocabulary, you don't have words to express what has been lost in 13 years. You don't have the words to say, maybe you are not able to express it. Nothing is lost, something has crept in. What has crept in is selfishness. Earlier, her happiness was your happiness. Now, my happiness is my happiness. I don't care what happens to you. Any relationship, I am coming to Bhagavad Gita only, I am not diverging from that. Any kind of relationship, one is extremely selfish. I must be happy. What happens to you doesn't matter. If both of them are evolved little, so you start caring for the happiness of other. So the stage comes, I want to be happy anyway, but I want you also to be happy. But when you are an evolved soul, it doesn't matter how much happy I am, but you must be happy. This looks, I have told this and many people, individuals, couples or people have come and told me. Husband comes, says the same thing, wife comes, says the same thing. Well, in that case, whole life I only sacrifice everything all. I said, no, you are not sacrificing anything. Your happiness depends on how the other person is happy. Think of the relation of mother and the child. Do you think mother wants to be happy even if the child is suffering? No. It doesn't. That's why mother's love is put on a higher pedestal. So, whenever, let me finish the story of this couple. So I told increase your quarrel, but with this twist, that both of you should think of happiness of other person and offer 2/3. You try to acquire 2/3, but it is meant for the other person. Anyway, nicely talked for almost 45 minutes, 1 hour. And I said, this is what I have to say. Be a little less selfish and see how any improvement is there. Otherwise, don't come to me because I have no more solution to give than this. Then you go to any of these three, counselor, magistrate and police. You do and whatever you think you do. One day I was going out after almost 1 year. I was in the car and I saw both of them passing the road hand in hand. Thing is that I have suggested this to local that Hindu Endowment Board and others, that in other religions, Christianity, Islam, Sikhism, etc., they have something which is called premarital counseling. You want to get married? Okay, both of you go and see the priest, the father. Hinduism we don't have. Because Hinduism believes in freedom. Even if you have, why should I go? That question only Hindu will do. They will not do. Oh, church has decided, okay, we have to go. And parents will send or they will go. Hindus doesn't immediately believe everything. So they will not go. I said, no, you open up. They have some programs for that. You open up. That we have this facility of telling you that unknown territory where you are going to enter. You are going to board a train where these stations will come in your life. And all the stations are not, in English they say milk and honey. all the stations are not American honey. You will have many kind of negative things will come, which you have to be prepared for, or you have to be trained for. There are so many things which I don't need to discuss here, you people know better than me. So they have something. And since I thought, since I am a monk, it doesn't look nice for me to do any premarital counseling and all that. But if you have any general sessions where if you think that scriptural side can come in, you call me, I will go. Anyway. Why we are discussing this? The concept comes in the mind how? You are sitting now, or you sit in the temple, or sit at home. Different thoughts will come in your mind. What thoughts will come? What thoughts will come? If I see a tissue paper box, maybe thought of tissue paper box will come. If you see the serial or news or something, those thoughts will come. That is one thing. But majority of our thoughts come in our mind, which is the reflection of our desires. That's why when you say, when people come and say, oh, when I meditate, even the thoughts which I never think also come during that time. So I say, all the thoughts are not to be disturbed, because thoughts are of these two types. Thoughts about the things which I am connected with. If you are working in the office, 44 hours to 50 hours in a week, you are working. It is obvious that those thoughts will come to your mind, because you are working. Your staff, your colleagues, your boss, your surrounding, your clients, your customer, whichever way you are serving. When those thoughts come to you when you are meditating, you will find that it is not disturbing to you. You are not happy that you do not want those thoughts also to come. But when those thoughts come, you are not disturbed. You are disturbed only by the thoughts which arise because of your desires. One is a memory which you cannot erase. If I am working with the boys' home, so the thoughts will come of the boys' home. If I am working with the counseling center, the thoughts will come. If I am giving lectures, these thoughts will come. So you are working in the office thoughts will come. That doesn't disturb you. When you say, I am not able to meditate because varieties of thoughts come, the disturbing thoughts are always that which comes because of your desire. It could be any desire. I want to eat something, I want to go to that restaurant, or I want that clothes, or I want promotion, I want this, I want that. Whichever is your want. So your dirt makes the thoughts to come. And what is thoughts? According to your desire, the relative concepts are put together which you know in the world, because that will be helpful for you to fulfill your desire. So those thoughts will come and disturb you. Long before I read a real story, you know, if you go to Haridwar, Rishikesh and still interior Himalayas, the temperature is quite cool. Nowadays it is increased, but still relatively temperature is cool. So a monk was meditating in quite interior of Himalayas, where it is clad with ice. So cold it is. And he found that he is perspiring. So again he opened his eyes and he is sure it is not because of his physical health. It is because of the thoughts which came in his mind. He is sitting and meditating. When your mind is disturbed, you may sit in Himalayas or anywhere, it doesn't matter. Your mind will go where its desires will be fulfilled. Physically you can take your body to Himalayas. What to do with the mind? Can you take your mind to Himalayas? Your mind will stay where your desires will be fulfilled. Just see what I am telling. If I want to eat, my thoughts will go to kitchen and restaurant or shop. It will not go to the temple unless my desire is to eat prasad. You edit your desire. Eating is okay. Eating is general. If I eat prasad, it will go to temple. As your desire is, that kind of thoughts will disturb you. So this monk who was sitting and meditating, he suddenly remembered a small incident of his youth days where he was walking as a new monk and was very hungry. There is no shop, nothing, it is just fields on the side. So he could see that vegetables are there in the fields, people are cultivating. He is a monk, so he thought, just to pull out 2 or 3 carrots and eat, I can't take it without permission of the owner, but there is no owner. So he said, like Bhiksha, let me take 2 carrots. So he pulled out 2, 3 carrots. By the time he pulled out and ate, from nowhere somebody comes and says, you are not a monk, you are a thief. And like this, 2, 3 more people joined and eventually beaten him out that you are a thief. He asked for sorry, this and that. And this incident had happened 25, 30 years before. While meditating, nicely sitting with a calm face, only mind that video was played. And hands which were like this became like this. I was not a thief. They came with me, I will fight with them. 30 years before the incident. Has nothing to do with now you sit in Himalayas and meditate. Still your hands become your fist, ready to fight. This incident I read long before. Why I am telling this? Something has happened few years before. Only the memory is there. And that memory has a capacity to bring this physical change in you. Just memory. Could be memory of anger, or a memory of greed, memory of lust, memory of anything. Physically you may be in Himalayas or in the temple or anywhere. Your mind is somewhere different. So this training of the mind is what is important. So, what we were discussing, that to remain conscious, if you are leading a spiritual life, and if you are sincere about it, if you are observant about yourself, that every day, let it be little, but I must improve as a person spiritually. If we are not very great souls, our life will improve little by little. Those who are great souls, their life improves in leaps. Big change comes in them. You will have heard the stories of Tulsidas and others. Not an ordinary householder. Tulsidas, who became such a big saint, was not an ordinary householder. Was a householder of little more worldly. Cannot stay without his wife. Cannot. So wife said, I want to go to father's house. So Tulsidas, at that time not Tulsidas, I will come with you. She said, no need. I will go and come back tomorrow. Somehow pacified him and wife left. Evening, he cannot stay without her. So left his house to go to wife's. Big story. Heavy rain, the river is swollen. He was so much in thoughts of his wife that the crocodile which was swimming in water, he thought it is a log of wood. When he goes to the wife's house, the snake, big snake which was hanging, he thought it's a rope. Climbing, he was to climb. So dead of night, our friend reached the wife's house, completely drenched in water and exhausted because of running, swimming, this and that. All these things happened. Stood in front of his wife. So wife says, what makes you to come like this? No, I can't live without you. And the wife scolded him. Generally, wife will not scold. It's a very good sign that Tulsidas says, in my life I had two gurus. One guru who gave me mantra, and second guru is my wife. And the wife was a bigger guru who made him from this to the great Tulsidas from Srinagar. The wife told him, I understand. Love is good. This is not love. This is infatuation. And if this force of love, even 1/10 of this if you have for the Lord Rama, you would have realized him by this time. Get out from here. Remember, introspect what you are doing. And that was the turning point of Tulsidas' life. He never hated his wife till the end. Till the end, Tulsidas ji was staying in Varanasi. At the end, he says in his life that I am eternally grateful to her who just changed the course of my mind. How great she was, history doesn't know, correct? Because there are many great people in this world who do not come to light. But they play a big role not only to improve the life of individuals but even the society. Now if the society they improve, they should be well known. No. Swami Vivekananda in one of his lectures says, Rama, Krishna, Buddha, etc. are the second grade of incarnations. So somebody, they are the second grade. Who are the first grade? Whom the world doesn't know. You see the flowers, big garden flowers. How many of us have seen the dewdrops falling on them all night and makes it from bud to a flower? Those incarnation and great souls scattered everywhere in the world are like dewdrops whom the world doesn't know. But they are responsible for many things which happen. Now because of the media and all that, even if you do not know, somebody say, oh no, your engagement put on there, it become viral and people come to know about it. But even they say, if you are benefited by me, you don't need to. Sri Ramakrishna says to disciples. Somebody told, no, your words are very nice, what you teach is something very new. I will write in my newspaper. Keshav Chandra Sen says, Sri Ramakrishna says, by writing in newspaper you can't make anybody great. If you are benefited, be benefited. So, we have so many names which we know. If Ramakrishna Mission would not have been established by Swamiji, do you think we all will be sitting here because of Sri Ramakrishna? So there is one side, that the series of great people makes a movement, where no individual is important. But eventually, so that's why we say the first, these three are important. No fourth person is important historically. Everybody contributes. Anyway. So, the thoughts which comes in our mind is because of our desires. Desires are something which we feel. If those objects which has created a want or a dearth in my mind or heart, if I get those objects, I will be happy. That's what desire in general is all about. If I see this person, I will be happy. If I get this food, I will be happy. If I get this clothes, I will be happy. If I get this money, I will be happy. That means I have a dearth of these things. I want these things. And if they come, it will be fulfilled. Slowly, the person, if he or she is conscious, if he or she is observant, if he or she regularly and constantly introspects this whole procedure, feeling the want, desire for those objects, do arrangement to get those objects to feel fulfilled and happy, and then physical action comes into picture. You are sitting quietly, for example. Suddenly you thought, I want to eat this. A thought comes. Nothing has happened yet. And having this thought is not degradation. Our scriptures have gone so much in details. This already thought has come, that is already mind has gone out. First thing when it comes, this can explain, but you need to understand for yourself. There is one word called sankalpa. You have seen we do sankalpa like this. During puja time you will find, from Panchami to Navami I will do puja, I will do homa, all the sankalpa we do. That sankalpa is this word for taking oath, but the word sankalpa is the previous stage of the thought. Next two slokas are there which are so much in details about it. Just a passing thought has come. You are not given, when you say this thought, actually it's a series of thought. What you call thought is a series of thought, then only it becomes a thought. But just a flash, you saw something, you registered, because this is a watch. And you are attracted to the design, you are attracted to this and that. So you will find a series of that thought. Then it becomes a concrete thought. So what you do, you keep on thinking about that thought. Even if you don't have that object, you feel happy about just thinking about an object. That gives rise in your mind that just by thought I am becoming so happy, how much happy I will be if I get that object. The person who is silently meditating becomes straight. And you will find, gets up. Gets up, go where he will get this object. So a thought came, these are only the motor. Hands and feet are to carry this body to where the object is available. So, a desire comes from the thought. Thought comes from the sankalpa. And scripture says, twice comes in Bhagavad Gita. What is the English word? Nip at the butt. There is some word. When it is in the state of sankalpa, you have to crush it so that it doesn't become a thought. Spiritual life is not easy. You have to be very extremely active and, how to say, alert. I don't know, I'm taking a little freedom here. We cannot close our eyes and walk on the street, correct? This is internal monastic conversation I am telling, making public. When we join, respecting women is the basis. You renounce what? You renounce that negative feeling for them. You can't renounce them. Whether people helping you, whether devotees, whether somebody also is a woman. How you are going to renounce? It's not a question of that. It is your attitude and thoughts which you take to. How fine thought is this? Just see. I'm walking on a street and a young girl comes in front. Do you think I should be walking like this so that I don't see anyone of me? No. I walk normally. Your eyes fell on her face is not wrong. Look at the minute thought process. So your eyes fell on them. Then again you want to look at second time to her. This is your contribution. You can't close your eyes and walk. But to look at second time is your desire. First time is not desire, first time is the happening. It was not in your control. Who should walk in the street, you don't decide. Why did you look second time? This kind of minute thought process is there regarding everything. So, a dearth is there. And dearth comes how? Dearth comes out of ignorance. What ignorance is there? I am the self, I am the Atman, I am the perfect and pure. But I consider myself body. Because I consider myself body and not Atman, so all the bodily dirt, I feel it is my dirt. Whether it is stomach related or whether it is lust related or it is anger related or greed related, nothing. All are in the same category. So basic is ignorance. Because of ignorance you feel the dirt. To fulfill the dirt you desire. And to fulfill the desire, you become active. You run to the market, you take a cab, you run to Mustafa, buy something, because your desire. When the desire came, sitting in the temple. When the body was quiet. The body was quiet. But a desire makes your body function and run. If there is no desire, there is no question of movement. There is no question of movement. Movement means you have a desire. Desire means you have ignorance. This, if you remember three words, which are very, very pertinent in Indian philosophy, called avidya, kama, karma. Avidya, kama, karma is a series. Karma cannot come without kama. Kama is desire, not lust always. If there is no desire, there is no karma. Just think, whatever karma we do, you have some desire behind. There is another thing that you do karma without desire, but that is possible only by the spiritual souls. And as much spiritual you are, you also can do. It's not because spiritual souls are different category. No, we are all spiritual. Some little less, some little more. Who is more or less? No one can say. You only know who you are and what you are. So ignorance, because of ignorance, desire. Because of desire, karma. Avidya is desire. Vidya is knowledge. So avidya, kama, karma. If you are very actively doing something, that means you want to achieve some result out of it. That result you want because of what? Out of your activity, the result which will come, that will fulfill my dearth. That I am apurna or I am not complete or not fulfilled. That desire, you want to be fulfilled, you want to be happy. That desire will come, and desire makes you active in doing karma. Karma, you cannot reduce your karma till you reduce your desire. And you cannot reduce your desire until you reduce your ignorance. Scriptural reading will increase in your knowledge so that your ignorance reduces. And more ignorance reduces, your desires will be slowly reduced. And then you feel little progress in spirituality. People say, oh, I don't think I am progressing. How you measure? Your measurement is 3. To fulfill desires you are running around, the running around will stop. Desires will stop if ignorance is reduced. Ignorance cannot be reduced by any other method. Take prasad morning, evening, ignorance will not be reduced. Ignorance will reduce by thinking, scriptural reading, and grace of God and grace of Guru and all that. So, our main purpose is to reduce the desire, reduce the ignorance. Opposite to ignorance is knowledge. Knowledge comes from where? Come from scriptures, come from Guru, come from God. So to be more in company of scriptures, Guru and God, slowly your ignorance will be reduced. Remember, it's Ramakrishna's word you remember? Bhagavad Bhakta Bhagawan. Bhagavad stands for scriptures, Bhakta stands for all those we are in contact with, Guru, etc. And then Bhagavan. These 3 are the same, because all the 3 will help you to reduce your ignorance. That's why you will find me say, okay, read Bhagavad Gita every day one shloka. Hey, read Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna little by little. Why? Eventually it will reduce your ignorance. That ignorance makes everything, makes you run around everywhere. Positive ignorance are there. Swamiji says this. This one thing, Sri Ramakrishna says, you will not realize the key with mother. The key, I have locked it. You will not get knowledge. Then he says, the day he will come to know, Sri Ramakrishna says about Swamiji, the day he will come to know who he is, he can't stay in this world. Sri Ramakrishna is praying to Divine Mother. Mother, give little ignorance to this boy so that he can work. Work is not possible without desire, without ignorance. So give little ignorance to him. He is full of knowledge. He cannot have ignorance. Language, I must work for my motherland. I have to work for my country. I have to work for spirituality. I have to work for religion. Look at the 9th volume of Swami Vivekananda's complete for the letters which is written almost at the fragment of his life. All that I did was another man who did. I don't belong to that group. I belong to the person who sits in the Himalaya and meditates. So what he did was wrong? No. If that he would not have done, we would not be here. So for the benefit of the world, the ignorance is given to these people because they are full of knowledge. They cannot be ignorant. So for the time being, mother, make him little ignorant so that he can work. And lastly he comes to know and then he say, oh, I am out. Even we get taken. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat Shri Ramakrishna Namastu.